The right hand runs up and down the first 5 notes of the scale using proper scale fingering, that is, passing the thumb under onto F on the way up and the third finger over onto E on the way down. The left hand just runs up and down the first 5 notes across the hand from fingers 5 to 1 and back. Now the hands together, left hand plain, right hand fancy. Watch your hands carefully to check you're getting the fingering right, especially in the right hand. Now the same but up to speed, getting used to the left hand plain, right hand fancy feeling. Now the same routine at the top of the octave. The left hand plays the top 5 notes of the scale, passing the thumb under onto G and the third finger over onto A. The right hand just runs down and up the first 5 notes across the hand from fingers 5 to 1 and back. Now hands together. Right hand plain, left hand fancy. Watch your hands carefully, especially the left, to check you're getting the fingering right. Now up to speed, getting used to the right hand plain, left hand fancy feeling. Now back to the bottom end of the scale, up and down 3 times, rehearsing the left hand plain, right hand fancy fingering, and set off up the scale as far as G, when you need to bring the left hand finger 3 over onto A to finish the octave. Now play the full 1 octave scale with 2 hands, ascending only. Right hand thumb under onto F and left hand 3 over onto A. Now play the full 3/5 plus 1/8 pattern. That is, up and down the first 5 notes 3 times and then the full octave. That's the 1 times 8. Up and down the first 5 notes 3 times, that's the 3 times 5, rehearsing the right hand fancy, left hand plain fingering, then all the way up to the top, plus 1 times 8. Repeat, identifying and ironing out any hesitancy. Now the build up to 3 times 5 plus 1 times 8 from the top. Revise the 5 notes at the top of the octave. Right hand plain, left hand passing the thumb under onto G. Go slowly, checking the fingering carefully. And up to speed. Now for the 3 times 5 plus 1 times 8 pattern from the top. Down and up the top 5 notes using proper scale fingering, left hand fancy, thumb under, and right hand plain, then setting off down the full octave as far as F, and bringing the right hand finger 3 over onto E to finish the octave. Play the full 1 octave scale with 2 hands, descending only. Left hand thumb under onto G, and right hand finger 3 over onto E. Now play the full 3 times 5 plus 1 times 8 pattern from the top. Down and up the first 5 notes 3 times, rehearsing the left hand fancy, right hand plain fingering, then all the way down. Repeat, identifying and ironing out any hesitancy. You can use this pattern with exactly this fingering on all the Group 1 scales, C, G, D, A and E majors. Use the 3 times 5 plus 1 times 8 pattern to learn and rehearse all your scale fingering.